Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode on Crumb's YouTube channel. And I am, of course, Crumb. So today I want to talk a little bit about this creature right here, this remote control. Boy, this has got some good features and some bad features. So using the remote control, as if you watched my last video, and if you hadn't watched the last video, on how I set up or how I tried to set up the Roku. Pair it with this, go back to the previous video from here and you'll see setting up the remote, and it'll show you you can't get it to set up with a Roku remote. So I did have a sound bar, so I took the remote for the sound bar, and you'll see in that video I did get the sound bar to connect with the remote. That means that at least now, once I get done going into the home page for VSeeBox, I can put down the Roku, and then I can operate everything with just this remote, with the exceptions of shutting it back off. That I'll still have to pick up the remote for the Roku TV and use that. So let's talk a little bit about the remote itself. It's standard. It's not light. It's not heavy. It doesn't feel cheap. But the buttons that I don't like, I've not used these buttons down here. I don't have a mouse. I don't have a keyboard. I haven't tried live TV yet, and I haven't tried the movie button yet, and I haven't tried any of these because I don't have my account for Netflix, YouTube, Disney, and Prime in the system yet, but that's coming. I will have that, and when I do, I will review how those work as well. But I more wanted to talk about the volume up and the volume down button, the menu button, and the OK, and the fast forward, reverse buttons, fast forward, reverse. Of course, they don't work in all apps. So first of all, the worst thing about this is the volume down and the volume up button on the left side. You have no tactile sense of where those are at. When you're operating the remote, when you come over here, you don't know where the button is or where it's not. And many times, there's the little split here between the center button and the volume buttons. I don't feel them. When I'm trying to find something, if it's in the dark, I watch TV in the dark. I'm always hitting the down button, the up button, the left button, the right button. Never hitting this. Sometimes I'm over here, I hit the channel up button. Of course, if I'm watching live TV on one of their apps, then I go to a different channel, and I do that quite a bit. So that's my major complaint about this. I would have liked to have seen these buttons more rounded, off to the side a little bit. So for me, it's not the end of the world, but I find I'm making a lot of mistakes. And I'm always either by hitting the left button when I'm in something, the right button when I'm in something, the up button or the down button. And sometimes I even hit the menu button. Now, the menu button doesn't matter in some of the applications. A few of the applications, you'll hit the menu button to bring up the menu or to go back to a menu. Most of the time when you're in the applications, you'll be hitting the back arrow, and you will be hitting that twice to get out. And sometimes, depending on how far in the app you are, you may have to hit it 4, maybe 6 times to get completely out of the app and get back to the home screen where all the apps are. I've used the home button a couple of times. Not impressed with its operation. If I'm in and I'll let you know more as time goes on, but if it seems right now that when I'm in an application and I hit the home button, nothing happens. I would think that if I hit the home button, I would go all the way back out to a CV Elite home screen. And that doesn't seem to be what's happening. Now, I can't give you any review or update on the volume up, the volume down, because while this is a separate video, it wasn't but an hour ago that I actually got these finally working. So this is the remote. Everything else seems to be fine. The microphone button, the speak button, that worked just fine. I've used it a couple of times. I'll do a better review on it later. the 1, 2, 3, 4 through 9, but I don't think I've actually ever used them. And then I've never used anything on the way down. It does on the back side give you the instructions if you forget how to pair. I found the instructions horrible. And then it's got the little back on here. Now I'm going to tell you, I'm going to try to take this off. It is difficult to get off. There we go. It is pretty difficult to get off. And I've had remotes, and it takes 2 AAA batteries. And I've had remotes where these fall off because I am sitting there all night long with the remote in my hand, flicking it on, pulling it off, putting it on, pulling it off, putting it on. But this one here, it's in there pretty tough. And you can see it takes quite a bit of effort. I had to put 2 hands on it. And even that sometimes don't work. But I don't need it off now. Bent my fingernail, so I don't need it off now. But if they come out with a new remote, I'm buying the new remote. It can't be any worse than this one here is. It really can't. These buttons here, this little thing they got up here going on, just makes this remote horrible. A lot of mistakes. So when you get it, if you're making a lot of mistakes, you're just like probably the rest of us who use these for the first time. Now, maybe on through time, I will get used to these buttons here, but that probably isn't going to happen until I get the Roku somehow paired with this thing. Because if I don't get the Roku paired with this thing, I'm going to have to continue using the Roku. And my whole idea was to not have to use the Roku, especially in my front room. This right now is in my bedroom, especially in the front room where I don't have a Roku TV. I just have a regular TV. So with that, I appreciate you all stopping by the channel. I hope this has helped. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll be putting up more videos as time goes on, or how it was for me to use. So far on the system itself, I've almost exclusively just used the VSeeBox Elite. And we watched a few movies on there. We've watched some of my nighttime shows that we watch. So far, not bad. Not bad. I'll give it probably an 8 out of a 10. There is some issues that I have, but we'll discuss those later on. So if you'd like to find out about those problems that I'm having just after 2 days, you need to check out some of my videos that are coming up in the future. And with that, this is Crumbs. I want to thank you for watching Crumbs' YouTube channel. I'll see you all on the next one.